Mm, 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 What's up, people? Playing around with this new thing on Instagram, all that good little stuff. Just trying to check it out, but I want to have a conversation as I'm playing around with it. So I want to talk about this thing with my man from First Take and Reese, Angel Reese. So I'm gonna play the video of what he said, and then we're gonna talk about why people upset. And then Matt Barnes had a rebuttal to him, and I want to address some of the stuff that Matt Barnes said, because I don't think Matt Barnes was out of pocket, or I don't even think he was wrong with some of the stuff he said. I don't necessarily agree with his take. So first, let's play the let's play his comments first. Let's do that. So this is what he said.
About to give a gender neutral, racially indifferent take. Now, if you want to say, well, Acho, cater your take based upon gender, Acho, cater your take based upon race, I will understand that. But I'm about to give a gender neutral, racially indifferent take. Angel Reese, you can't beat a big bad wolf, but then kind of cry like Courage the Cowardly Dog. Because if you want to act grown, which she has, if you want to get paid like you grown, which you are, if you want to talk to grown folks like you grown, which you did post game when you told a coach for an opposing team, watch your mouth. If you want to tell people get your money up, then post game when you take an L, you just got to take it on the chin. Nobody mourns when the villain catches an L. And Angel Reese, you have self-proclaimed to be the villain. Shout out to you, because you were the second best basketball player on the court, and it was not close. Outside of Caitlin Clark, it was you. 17 and 20, dog. Showed up, biggest game, second biggest game of your career. Absolute dog, but you can't, under any circumstance, go to the podium and now try to ask for individuals to give you sympathy. No one has sympathy for the villain. You painted the bullseye on your back. Why are you surprised when people shoot at you? So if you want to act grown, if you want to pose grown, if you want to talk grown, if you want to talk to grown folks grown, then you got to take the L like you grown. Because what frustrated me is when you want to be the villain, but you want to hope for sympathy like a hero.
So that's what he said. Everybody's upset about that. First, what y'all think about that? Is he wrong? Is he out of pocket? So for people that didn't see her press conference, after the game, she was talking about how she was getting death threats and how people have been threatening her and stuff like this. And I sort of agree with him. Not necessarily 100%, but I sort of agree with him. And the reason why I sort of agree with him is because I think this generation has social media. But this generation seems to not understand how social media works. When you start to portray yourself in a certain way on social media, you're going to get a reaction. Social media means being social. So when you be social, people are going to be social back with you. And if they social back with you, they ain't going to always agree with you, and they ain't going to always be your friend. Because everybody that sees your stuff on social media, they don't ride with you. They don't rock with you like that. So when you come on, so what I don't agree is, I don't care what she did, nobody deserves to get death threats based upon no basketball game, no sporting event at all, be they man or woman. Let me be clear on that. I don't care what she was, the bad guy, not the bad guy, she don't deserve to be, her life to be threatened over no basketball game. And you can't, to whom much is given, much is expected. See, this is the problem that we're going to run into with these NIL deals. these players getting played in college, and I think players should get paid. So let me not, before y'all jump on that, I don't want them to get, I want them to get their money. If I'm a superstar and I'm generating millions of dollars for the university, I think I'm supposed to get a cut without a doubt. But at the same time, nobody is giving you $500,000 with no expectation. And that expectation sometimes is going to come in the form of you doing commercials, but the expectation is also going to be an expectation of your behavior. Sometimes that expectation going to be you showing up places and acting a certain way, because nobody's giving somebody $1 million who cuss on TV every 20 minutes. Nobody's, it just is what it is. You ain't got to like it, but that's real. That's real. Rudy says, why they mad? It's a legitimate stance and opinion. Nah, they really don't understand home team. That's what I said. Chef says, to be fair, he always gives devil's advocate opinion. He gives both sides of the topic, and Marcus Wiley used this for 3 or 4 years on their own show, without a doubt. Next Level Tubbs said he's correct. She doesn't deserve death threats, but she does have to sit at that podium and suck it up. She won a ring. She turned up. When you take an L, you turn up too, without a doubt. Now, I played that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Matt Barnes' take. And Matt Barnes, he does not agree with this stance. So, and I want to be 100%, I want to be fair, because I like having conversations from both sides. So I'm gonna play Matt Barnes's his perspective, and then we'll talk about it. We'll bring it all together, because I think Matt has a couple of valid points too. So I just want to be clear on that one too. So here we go. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna let y'all listen to what Matt Barnes had to say about the whole situation.
Saw the take my brother Emmanuel Acho made about Angel Reese on Fox Sports. I like Acho, but I think he missed the ball on this one. The media made Angel Reese the villain, just like they made Caitlin Clark the America's sweetheart. I don't think Angel Reese said, hey, I want to be the villain. I think she ran with the title. And as a former villain, I know how that goes. Like, she ran with it. I was a villain at one point. So she's like, fuck it, they're going to use it, try to use this against me. I'm going to use it to my benefit. And it's weird that everyone has an issue with her talking shit or her even crying in the post press conference, but don't talk enough about her game, I feel. Like, she's damned if she does, damned if she don't. Of course, after a tough loss, she's going to kind of reflect and be emotional. And you're a former athlete, you know that. So to say that she can't cry or she has to, because the media labeled her, she has to be a thug all the time or the villain all the time, because that shit ain't true. It's crazy. I've never seen a female, first of all, get this much just hate, constant hate. People are constantly hating. I feel like it's hate. Now, she talks shit. Yeah, she played to the edge. Yeah, that's okay. That's what made all of us start watching college basketball again, and Caitlin Clark shooting from half court and all these talented women. But that's their game. That's what they do. Like, why do we have such a problem with it when it's women, but men are out here and it's not an issue? Dude's been talking shit and been crying after losses, snot-nosed, teary-eyed. But whenever she does it, it's such an issue. And I just think it's kind of weird to me, man.
All right, so let me say this. Matt Barnes, I agree with the piece where he says that she should be allowed to be emotional. Without a doubt, she should be allowed to be emotional. She just played in a big game. She lost. It's the end of her college career. I get being emotional. Now, the stuff I disagree with is I don't think the media made her no villain. I think she made herself the villain. When they won last year, she turned all the way up. She threw it in their face. She Millie Rock, she did everything. She was that chick. She was super crunk and super hype. Talking about how they was going out. She kicking it with Usher. She was a superstar when they was winning. So when you a superstar, you winning, and now you come back, you take the L against the same team that you turned up on last year. You got to eat that, homie. You got to eat all that. You got to take that to the face. We always talk about men game versus the women game. Men suck it up. Men got to suck it up. You got to take that L to the face and keep it moving. And so we clear, he never said she couldn't cry. He never said that. But what he said is you can't come out and play the victim and talk about all of the pressure that's on you and all of the expectations and all this. Guess what? One, when you win and you come back and you one of the top rated teams, it's going to be pressure. It's going to be pressure. People have expectations of you when you're a top rated team. And then when people cut you the check and you talked about how much money you making, oh, I'm going to make money. I ain't going to the WNBA because I'm making all this money. Then people going to have expectations. Now you out here crying and got an emotional because people have expectations. You damn right. If I give you $500,000, if you think I ain't going to have no expectations on you, you lying. Point blank period. You lying. You lying if you think I ain't going to have no expectations because I got expectations for my $500,000. Know this. And then this part, Matt Barnes talking about this expectation of women. They don't do, dude. They come down on dudes left and right. They come down on dudes left and right. Half of y'all hate LeBron James. You hate him. LeBron James is the enemy to so many people. But the reality is, LeBron James is everything we ask a professional athlete to be from black people. Everything we ask him to be. He's a family man. He don't get in trouble. He take a stance on black issues. He's a great player. He a dad. He do everything we asked of a professional athlete. And you vilify him. And let me show you the hypocrisy of it. Michael Jordan, whose sneakers y'all still buying, don't do nothing for the black community. He don't do nothing. But y'all rocking these Jordans left and right. Jordan ain't got no school for underprivileged black youth. Jordan ain't taking no stand on no black political issues. Jordan ain't speaking up when an unarmed black man is killed by the police. Jordan ain't saying nothing. LeBron James is. But y'all hate LeBron. So to say that this don't happen to men athletes, that's a lie, Matt Barnes. That's not true. And then he said, he's been the villain. Of course you've been the villain. Dude, you drove from LA to Phoenix to beat your wife's new boyfriend up. Come on, dude. Now don't get me wrong. Derek Fisher deserved that ass whipping. So I want to be clear on that, Matt. That he deserved all that ass whipping. How you my coach, but you smashing my wife? Yeah, my ex-wife, well, soon to be ex-wife, because at the time they weren't even divorced yet. So yeah, you deserve that ass whipping. So I'm not gonna excuse you of that one right there. I mean, I give you a pass for that little ass whipping right there. But Matt, you've always been a hothead. That's why you were made the villain. The media didn't make you the villain. You played the role of the villain. You were perfectly cast as the villain. And you look like a member of the DeBarge family. So you are a villain, sir. You are a villain. Everybody know the DeBarges is crazy. So because of that, Matt, you got to take all of that smoke just like your podcast. But my thing is this. I think this is, again, this whole conversation is crazy to me. It speaks to the overly sensitive nature of society now. And let me tell you another thing they're upset about. They upset about the fact that he used a reference, kind of not comparing her to a dog, but he used an analogy and said something about a dog. So did he really compare a black woman to a dog? Dude, this is why it's got to be a black woman. It's just a woman compared to a dog. I don't even think that's in the play. Chef says that Caitlin Clark is so great that it wasn't that hard for the other side to pick her as a hero. I really don't think Reese should be that upset about anything on the court. She had 17 points and 20 rebounds. Exactly. She played a great game. I watched the whole game. She played a great game. But Caitlin was, that white girl was fire. I think that's Larry Bird love child. That white girl is a beast. Chef all says she crying because she a female. That's what they do. Did I say that out loud? Did I read that out loud? Next level said Matt Barnes simping on that point. I'm just saying. Crying gets you around accountability. Her own teammates called her a dog during the post-game press conference. Exactly. Everybody knows. See, this is what agitates me when people who don't watch sports comment on sports, because some of the terminology gets lost in translation. To be called a dog in sports is not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. What they say about football players is they want to know, do he have that dog in him? Well, athletes, period, they want to know, does the athlete have that dog in him? Dog mean you got that go get it in him, that never die, that latch on and don't let go. That's what having that dog means in sports. But see, this is, I don't want people that's just chiming in and think this is a conversation about sports. This is a conversation about, is he being unfair? Is Acho being unfair to Angel Reese by calling her out about her being kind of playing the victim to a certain degree? That's what this is about. And I don't understand how this generation that has grown up with the ability to share everything in their life at all point in times, how this generation has not learned that there is a dark side to that. There is a downside to that. Our society, period, has always looked to build people up and tear them down. They build you up, and they tear you down. If you become great, they want to find a reason to point at you and say, see, I told you they wasn't great. That's just society. And if you the top dog, that come with the job. When you talking smack, that come with the job. And you can be great without talking smack. So don't say you got to talk smack to be great. Tim Duncan did it. Tim Duncan ain't talked to nobody. And Tim Duncan, pound for pound, is probably one of the top 4 NBA centers of all time, arguably. But he ain't talked trash to nobody. And he was a bona fide superstar. Kawhi Leonard, bona fide superstar. He's a beast, but he don't talk trash to nobody. So don't say the media made her out to be the bad guy. She made herself out to be the bad guy because she could very easily just be quiet. Play the game. Let her game do let her play on the court have done the talking. It's easy, but that ain't who she is. She a talker. She talk trash. She talk smack. And ain't nobody mad at that. Ain't nobody mad at that. But when you talk trash, you got to be prepared for people to come back at you. And when you do this on the internet, everybody who comes back at you, they ain't always mentally there. That's so the internet go in the house of preachers, it go in the house of deacons, but it also go in the house of degenerates, it go in the house of pedophiles, it goes in the house of rapists, it goes in the house of everybody. So when that signal goes out to those people who are less than favorable ilk, they coming for you. Next level said, people talk. We're talking right now. It's par for the course. Big fundamental. Yep, that's old Tim Duncan. David Robinson did not talk trash. He didn't talk trash, and one of the greatest to ever do it. But didn't talk trash. It can happen. And Caitlyn Jenner I said Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn, the thing about it is, it's like you said in the comments, it wasn't hard to elevate her because of how good she is. I mean, people, you can play the race card all you want to. I don't care what color she could be American, Indian, Palestinian. I don't care what she is. White girl bad. I mean, she cold as a winter's day. That white girl cold. She straight dropped 41 on Angel and them like it wasn't nobody business. And she was shooting the ball like Steph Curry. I think she hit 2 shots from my living room. That's how good this girl is. So again, people can feel how they want to feel about her, and they just putting her up there because she the white girl. No, they putting her up because she cold. This ain't got nothing to do with race. That white girl bad. Just like Larry Bird. They put him up there because he a white man. They wanted him to be against Magic Johnson. No, they put that white boy Larry Bird up there because Larry Bird was one of the coldest to ever do it. And used to talk trash like the black dudes in there. And backed it up against the black dudes. One time Larry Bird was playing and they had a white dude guard him and he dropped like 10 back to back. He said, "Hey man, y'all better put a black dude on me." That's how cold Larry Bird is or was. And this girl Caitlyn is that cold too. Ruth says it isn't unfair. It may be strategic on his part, especially with the platform to be unchecked verbally. I'm just saying. It's just one of them things that this generation put everything out there. Byron says this generation put everything out there for everyone to see and gets upset when people respond to it. Exactly. This generation will literally tell their whole life and then come back and say, "Why y'all in my business?" What the, huh? What? I'm in your business because you put it out here. You put it out here. People that's coming in late. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play this video again. The video that our conversation is based on. What because people are upset about this video. They literally are having a fit about Ocho saying what he has said about Candace Reese. And it is like it's one of them things to where people I don't get why people are upset. And I wanted to see if I was the only person that felt like, hey man, what he said wasn't that bad. It's actually the truth. So let's see. Here we go. This is the basis of our conversation.
Give a gender neutral, racially indifferent take. Now, if you want to say, well, Acho, cater your take based upon gender, Acho, cater your take based upon race, I will understand that. But I'm about to give a gender neutral, racially indifferent take. Angel Reese, you can't beat a big bad wolf, but then kind of cry like Courage the Cowardly Dog. Because if you want to act grown, which she has, if you want to get paid like you grown, which you are, if you want to talk to grown folks like you grown, which you did post-game when you told a coach for an opposing team, watch your mouth. If you want to tell people, get your money up, then post-game when you take an L, you just got to take it on the chin. Nobody mourns when the villain catches an L. And Angel Reese, you have self-proclaimed to be the villain. Shout out to you because you were the second best basketball player on the court and it was not close. Outside of Caitlin Clark, it was you. 17 and 20, dog, showed up, biggest game, second biggest game of your career, absolute dog, but you can't under any circumstance go to the podium and now try to ask for individuals to give you sympathy. No one has sympathy for the villain. You painted the bullseye on your back. Why are you surprised when people shoot at you? So if you want to act grown, if you want to pose grown, if you want to talk grown, if you want to talk to grown folks grown, then you got to take the L like you grown. Because what frustrated me is when you want to be the villain, but you want to hope for sympathy like a hero.
There we go. There we go. There it is. There it is. I totally agree with it. I totally agree that you can't come play the victim after you have talked trash for a whole year. You talk trash for a whole year. See, this is another one, and this highlights another one of my concerns with giving these 18-year-olds millions of dollars straight out of high school, no supervision, all this stuff right here. This is my concern with this in our community, because we know our community, we don't collectively, we don't have a whole lot. So when you give a kid who has never had a whole lot $800,000, and then you put an expectation on him or her, it opens the door for major mental failure, which is why Angel Reese had to take time off this year. He was feeling the mental pressures of the expectations after having won a championship, talking trash, and getting a big NIL deal. The pressure came, the expectations came. So this is, to me, this is about her becoming the victim after she asked for all the smoke. And again, no death threats. The death threats to this girl, you dead wrong, and you're a trash human for threatening anybody, woman, man, child, a professional grown man. If you threaten somebody's life because of something that happened in a sporting event, you're a trash human. And I'm telling you to your face, you are a trash human for that. Nobody deserves to die because they missed a kick in in a football game. Nobody deserves to die because they didn't score enough points to satisfy your goofy ass. Nobody deserves to die for that. So that is what that is. So I just think that it is one of those situations to where she has been feeling the pressure. And I think the press conference showed the pressure that she has been feeling. But that is the thing about it. Somebody's on the other text stream said they got to get her some media training. 100%. And I don't think these college athletes are getting that. Like when you go to professional leagues or whatever, they get media training, how to answer questions, how to stay away from certain topics, how not to paint yourself into a corner. And she's not doing that. She's just doing and saying what she wants and how she feels. And ain't nobody mad at that. I'm not mad at you for being who you are, Angel. I'm not mad at that. But you can't be mad at the pushback. Everybody doesn't like who you are. I talked about LeBron James earlier. LeBron James, for all intents and purposes, is the perfect professional athlete. He's a family man. He's married. He's a good father. He never gets in any trouble. He speaks on political issues. He speaks on social issues. He ain't never been arrested. He has none of those things. And he's been in the spotlight since he was freaking elementary school. But he checks all the boxes of success, all of the boxes, and people still don't like him. There are tons of people who don't like him. And so what makes a athlete like Angel, who puts the target on her back, who has had run-ins, who's had confrontations on the court and stuff like that, and you say, hey, look at me. You don't get to choose who looks at you. I think that is one of the biggest misconceptions out there for this generation, is that somehow you can put yourself out there and at the same time control people's response to your behavior. And you can't. It's simple science. Every action begets a reaction. And you don't get to choose what that reaction looks like. All right. So just tell me what y'all think. You think she was right? You think she was wrong? J-Mac said, but the difference is Caitlyn never received death threats. The media never castigated Caitlyn, is what J-Mac says. There are a lot of people who were getting to like her, who weren't going to like her regardless. I don't necessarily know if Caitlyn got death threats. We can't say she didn't get them, because I think she did. Caitlyn got, matter of fact, she did get death threats. With the whole thing, what happened between her and Angel at the end of the game in the championship games, there were people who threatened her, like, hey, white girl, don't get. Yes, it happened to Caitlyn. So she got those death threats too. That I'm thinking back, but it happened last year. And that's not to say, you got to remember, Caitlyn has beat some major teams. And every major team has fanatical fans who will cross the line. So I would bet cash money that she has gotten other death threats also. I think that happens. Bodie says that, but she also didn't wear that big bad role. Caitlyn didn't. Caitlyn steps out there like, yo, I mean, it is what it is. We playing basketball. I'm about to put in this work. Okay, I hear you. I'm finna drop 40 on you. Okay, I hear all of that. You know, feel how you feel, but take this with you. So she's one of those. I think Caitlyn kind of falls more in line with a Tim Duncan than she does a Michael Jordan, you know, who is a notorious trash talker. I think she's more at that end of it. I think Larry Bird is at the end with Michael Jordan as it relates to trash talkers and greatness. I think he's towards that end of the spectrum. He's a talker. He talks trash. He goes at you. I just don't think that's how Caitlyn is. I think it was two totally different mindsets. Say they talk trash in basketball and most sports. I'm not going to say all, but yeah, she talked. But this all blew up when she responded back with "You can't see me, Jester." Just don't think she. I just don't think she's mad. The media did a lot of this because the last championship, and this is the result. And that's what I'm saying. She turned up. Angel turned up after the last championship. She turned up. She said, "Look at me." Regardless of why she said, "Look at me," she said, "Look at me." So once you say, "Look at me," on the big stage, people are gonna look at you. But the thing about it is, you don't get to pick when they stop looking. So they looking at you while you're on the stage. They're looking at you while you're off the stage. They're looking at you while you're at Walmart. They're looking at you when you go to the movies. They're looking at you at the Usher concert. They're looking at you when you do everything now. Because you on the big stage say, "Hey, look at me." And again, everybody who looking at you don't like you. Everybody who looks at you don't like you. Some of these people, they hate you out the gate, and they hate you even more because of how brash you are. But that is what goes along with being high profile and being brash. What you do is you polarize people. That's what being brash does. It's gonna be some people that love, oh man, I love that swag. And there's gonna be some other people like, yo, she's arrogant. She's abrasive. All of that come with that. And we're not talking about right or wrong, because the reality is we all live in a society. And society gonna move how society move. It's not about her having the right to do it. Because I think how she moves is just her. I don't think she's playing for the basketball court. I think if she worked at Target, I think Angel would still be the same chick. I think she would still be at register 7. Like, yo, come on, man. Y'all move too slow. My lane been over 20 minutes. Come on. Ain't nobody ringing up these groceries like me. I think she would still have that same vibe and that same energy. I think it is who she is. So I'm not mad at her for being who she is, but I think when you are a polarizing personality, you have to be prepared for the reactions at both ends of that polarization. I'm using the big words right now. All right, I'm getting ready to get up out of here, but I just want to I wanted to come on here, one, to test this whole streaming thing where I could do a whole bunch more with IG, people that's watching on Facebook. I've been able to do all this extra stuff on Facebook, but I just wanted to make sure that I can stream live from the computer on IG and test it out, play around with something, and have a fruitful conversation in the process. So tell somebody that knows about it. To follow my Instagram, my Facebook, all that good little stuff. Follow me. The Facebook channel's QR code is in the upper right hand screen. So definitely do that. Hold on, let me make it bigger. Bam. Yeah. Yeah. So follow me, check me out, and then I'm gonna try to do these. I'm trying to do these more often because I don't be going live that often. Because y'all be bull jabbing. Just like, hey man, appreciate it. Share this with somebody.